My favorite game of all time, in case you didn't know, is Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. And like all of you out there that are fans of Final Fantasy VII, when we heard clamorings of a remake in 2015, I was hyped. Time passed and we got little snippets here and there, but then we found out a few things that kind of split the fandom in two, and that was the fact that it wasn't going to be a turn-based RPG, it was going to be like a hybrid action RPG, and I definitely had my moment of going, is this what I want? But I'm one of these people that absolutely love the remake project, and I love where it's going, I love everything about it, and I want more. But there are those that just want that turn-based remake, and to be fair, I think we will never get it. They tried to entice us with games like Ever Crisis that looked like it could be, but for those that are in the mobile gaming space knew exactly what they were doing there with those trailers, but we never truly are going to get that remake remaster in turn-based fashion. But in today's video, I want to talk about the fact that we can dive into the PC version of Final Fantasy VII and make the remake that a lot of people wanted. That is right, there is a team out there of fantastic people that put their heart, their soul, their time into what you're going to see in today's video, and I just want to spend the time showcasing it. So with that being said, what is up guys? Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I will have timestamps in the description, so if you want to skip to a certain modification of Final Fantasy VII that we're going to be showcasing today, then feel free to do so. All I ask is you to support the channel and hit the like button. And if you want to stick around for some more Final Fantasy content, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. But before I dive in, you might not have Final Fantasy VII on PC. That's what makes everything possible, but I've got you covered. Down below is a link to get Final Fantasy VII at an incredible price. I know, I got you. So make sure you use the link in the description and in the pinned comment and join us while we really open up Final Fantasy VII. Now, I think it's very important straight off the bat that I talk about the 7th Heaven mod manager for Final Fantasy VII. This is an incredible piece of kit, so user-friendly. You don't need to know anything about installing mods. All you need to know is how to use an executable and get it set up with the baseline. It does everything for you, and that's what we're going to be going off today. But I want to spend this little moment talking about the 7th Heaven mod manager, because this is the crux. This is the thing that makes everything possible. You can go over to Nexus Mods and download things individually, but you can have to find the files and mix and match and make backups here and there and everywhere, and that's great, but this is just built for the players that want an easy on-off switch for all of these mods. So shout out to Tsunamods and the 7th Heaven mod manager and everyone that has worked on making it so damn easy to use. So let's start off with the mods. I'm just going to go over a few. I'm going to scratch the surface here with some of the mods to enhance Final Fantasy VII. And first, we want to go over some visualization and some graphical user interface mods that will really bring Final Fantasy VII up to par. So let's start off with the user interface of Final Fantasy VII. There's nothing really wrong with it. I have no problems with the user interface of Final Fantasy VII. But that's until I've seen all of these new UI enhancements, like the enhanced stock UI, the finishing touch, the retouched mod, the IFRIT Final Fantasy VII tweaks. All of these mods change the visual style of the menus, whether it's changing the pictures to different artwork, whether it's changing the fonts, making it a little bit sharper, or changing it completely to even look like Final Fantasy XII with tactics portraits. It's all here. You have many options, like changing the battle menus to look a little bit more sleeker, a little bit more modern, and custom these to your liking. There's so many options. Transparency dialogue boxes, changing the resolution of avatars. You can do it all here, and I'm hoping some of this footage is doing it justice, because the menus are always an important thing. And if you can have a damn good looking menu, you're going to have a damn good time going through these menus. You can even even changed the icons of the items. Look at it. It looks beautiful. It really looks nice. And it's definitely a good start to making your Final Fantasy VII look the way you want it. So let's move on to some of the graphical changes here. So let's first talk about the pre-rendered backgrounds. With the re-releases of Final Fantasy VII on the PC and the ones that went over to PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch, they didn't really do anything with these pre-rendered backgrounds. They enhanced the 3D models, but we still had those pixelated pre-rendered backgrounds. Well, not anymore, because we have the Cosmos Limit Break mod. And what this does is it gives us some nice pre-rendered backgrounds that have been upscaled. But not only that, we can have them full screen if you've got a 1080p monitor, if you've got a 1440p monitor, if you have a 4K monitor, you're going to have a good time with this mod, because what they've done, they've used a combination of AI and extensive manual editing to ensure that these pre-rendered backgrounds are faithful to the original. Not only that, but if you combine this with the Cosmos Gaia mod, which is a world map overhaul that implements the terrain rendering to add analog movement and camera controls, real-time lighting, and extended view distance, we can toggle the right analog stick to have a look around these pre-rendered backgrounds wherever we may be standing and see the true glory of that. And keeping on the subject of the Cosmos Gaia mod, the world map, we can zoom out, we can do all of these crazy things, we get different perspectives as we traverse the world map. But not only that, we go into battle, the battle swirl activates and we're in. We've got the camera angles, but what if I told you this mod could also control the camera? We can zoom in, we can zoom out, we can zoom all the way around. It is a fantastic mod that really gives you a new perspective of battle, world map, and just traversing the pre-rendered backgrounds. Now, I always love a mod that retextures a few things here and there, and these next few mods are going to be really showcasing that this can be done, and it can be done really well. The first one we're going to talk about is the combined HD world textures. What could this be? This is a mod that essentially retextures the world map, making it a little bit more realistic, making those mountains look a little bit more rural instead of just a flat color. The grass has a bit more depth to it, the beaches, the sand, the grains of sand. It really enhances all of this, and the skybox as well. Let's switch back to battle now. Let's talk about battles and retexturing the battle maps. We have two mods here that I would like to talk about. The first one being the Axl Rose battle scenes. This uses the baseline models of that, but they add a little bit of texture, a bit of color, a bit of vibrance, and make it just great to look at as we are going through Final Fantasy VII. Or you can completely revamp it with the Avalanche Arisen battle textures. These are completely revamped textures, and I'm just going to let the footage speak for itself. Okay, I want to talk about the models now. You've probably seen the models throughout the footage you're seeing right now, and that is the Ninostyle Battle and Field models. Now, the battle ones are clearly based on the original art, and these look fantastic. And then the Chibi models on the world, we can also use the battle ones on the field screens if we want to, but the Chibi ones are where it's at because it makes little Lego Cloud look like a bit more of a Chibi Cloud. Now, all of this needs an enhancement that really brings it modern, really brings it to 2025 here, that really brings it up to the modern times, and that is a 60 frames per second animation patch, which does what it says on the tin. You can see it. 60 frames per second in battle and the field. It looks fantastic. And then when you add some lighting enhancements, which is in the base settings of the Seventh Heaven mod manager, you've got a pretty damn good looking base now. We have put in all of these mods, and our Final Fantasy VII is looking fantastic. There are many mods that I'm probably missing as we go through, but this is your moment to let us know about them in the comment section down below. But I'm not done with you just yet. There are a few gameplay mods that I want to talk about, 3 in particular, and I'm going to start off with the one that I can only imagine took the most time. The amount of effort that's gone into this and the amount of talent that has gone into this. Yes, I'm talking about the Echo S mod. This adds full voice acting to the game, not just between Cloud Barrett, Tifa, Aerith, Sid, Vincent, Yuffie, Red, Sephiroth. No, every single piece of written dialogue now has voice acting, and it's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. I can imagine the amount of time that went into this. Recording the lines so they sound exactly as we imagined when reading the text back in 1997. The fact that it would have been fine-tuned to be in time with the dialogue and just diving into the code is not my forte, but I have much respect for the amount of talent and effort that went into this mod. And if you really want a great experience with all of the things I've talked about before, this Echo S mod would be the icing on the cake. This is going to be my next playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, and I'm sure I'm going to have a thoroughly good time.
Good idea.
I have been here from the start, and I still don't know what the hell's going on. Come on, Cloud, tell us.
The next one I would like to talk about is the new Threat mod. I have played this. I played it on stream. I had a damn good time. There's two options, A and B. But what does all of it mean, Jen? Tell me. It really just completely revamps the way the games works, especially with its systems and the way the characters work in battle. This is the baseline. Like, each character has a thing that helps them out in battle and makes you reassess how to go into battle. And with the fact that the enemies and the bosses have been reworked to complement this, like Cloud, if you defend, you have a chance to counterattack with 2 times cut, death blow, 4 times cut. So it makes you think, oh, maybe I should defend this round because the 4 times cut, if that pops off, I'm going to pop off and get the win here. Each character has a unique ability that can really change the tide of battle. But not only that, the story's been a little bit reworked. So obviously you can't use it with a mod like Echo S, but there is just more content in here. And if you go the B route, then it's a completely different story. Completely crazy bosses and completely crazy things that are added to this to really test you and go out your way and explore Final Fantasy VII once again. What the fuck? And the last one is a more recent one, and it's not completed just yet, but it's getting regular updates, and it's one I certainly want to check out, and that is the Shinra Archaeology Cut. This is a complete retranslation of Final Fantasy VII script by Turquoise Hammer. It re-implements the game's facial expression system, the option to restore a majority of the game's cut content, which is always nice to dive into, and then there's various customization options and extra features. This is just one of those that give you an excuse to play through Final Fantasy VII once again and experience what could have been or what would have been. So there we have it, just a small selection of many mods. I've not even talked about sound effects, music, footsteps, and everything else in between. There's so much here, and that's where I want to throw the floor to you. Have you played Final Fantasy VII on PC and really enhanced your playthrough? Let me know in the comments section below. Remember, you can purchase Final Fantasy VII on PC if you haven't already at the lowest price ever by using the link in the comments. Don't worry, got you covered, but I appreciate your time, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.